getting the tables here, I want to thank everybody for coming in and visiting San Juan de Dios, although we're not there yet. But I will acknowledge the rest of the people who have helped us, Susan especially, and our dear Mrs. Agustin. We are always Miss Monayo to all of us, sorry. I have to think every time I mention your name. And Mrs. Simon, I thought Sir Normita is coming, no? Is she coming?
She called in sick. COVID sick.
Without Fayon, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, I think everybody's hungry, so this is gonna be very informal. So there's no program that we're distributing tonight. I'm going to give you a little summary of what we're trying to do. Tonight, we're going to start with, asan si Shirley?
I'm here.
The national anthem. Siyempre. Very patriotic. And then we're going to have Sister Marivi Pobres. And then we're going to dig in. So while you're eating, you can socialize, because after dinner, we're going to ask you to do something special for us, and I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and have Shirley come up, and where's Shirley? And lead a whole bunch of singing like the good old days. So she's going to be doing karaoke. But the more important thing here is, we're going to move all the chairs and the tables after that. Hopefully you guys are not drinking tonight, because Miss Monayo wants us to do a number at the alumni celebration on the 7th. And because we're doing that, the singers and the dancers that we're going to be dancing. Whether you like it or not, everybody's included. So I'm going to lock this door. Nobody can leave. But it will be a lot of fun. We don't need partners because we're strong women. We don't need men, do we?
You're right.
Numumura si Telma. All right.
Don't need men double. Maribi. Mayakis to eh. Not teasing her.
Anyway, it will be a fun dance. Everybody has to join. You know why? Because we all need some exercise after eating this food.
Yeah.
So, lahat kayo sasayaw, and we're not going to allow anybody to leave, like I said. So without any more chit-chatting, let's go ahead and, where's Shirley? Come on up.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you, Lord, for gathering all of us together, Class 75 of San Juan de Dios, and our teacher, Mrs. Agustin. Thank you for
Mrs. Simon.
Mrs. Simon. Thank you for this our friendship, camaraderie, and our getting together tonight. Thank you for the food that you have prepared for us. Thank you also for everything that you have given us, for your protection, for our success. And for those who are not so successful, we thank you also. And for those who are not here present and who contributed to the success of this occasion, we also thank them. Thank you. We thank you, Lord, for the food that you have given us. And we would like to pray Our Father. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. We also are reminded for those people who have nothing to eat tonight, as we enjoy the sumptuous banquet that we have right in front of us. Bon appetit!
Lasting friendships live longer when the Lord of love revolves around them all. And when miles and years keep us apart, we hold those memories deep within us.
So, you probably saw the email that went back and forth about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And we thought, okay, we got to do something fun. And what is that fun? Let's start with looking at ourselves and pictures and see what the difference is between 40 years ago and now. And so I want to thank Thelma Galarano.
Stand up!
Stand up, Thelma. Yeah, she did this 2 days before she left. And all we did was, hey, everybody, forward your pictures, whatever it is. We've had so many get-togethers, whether it was in California, whether it was in Chicago, we always find time to get together. And I'm really happy that we're getting together with all of you tonight. So, we're not here to brag, but we want to share with you what memorable moments we've made through the years. It didn't happen right away, but we started in California. That was at Grace's place. What year was that, Grace?
91.
95.
5.
95.
Yes.
5.
92.
So that was like 20 years from graduation. I remember. And we had quite a group. So we had people from everywhere. I remember seeing Arlene there, Arlene Gascoigne. I remember seeing Joe Nicolas, no, Joe, Lourdes Medina, who traveled all the way from Canada. And the Californians are always present, of course. They're all a bunch of party animals to begin with. But we're also really good in bonding all the time and nurturing relationships. And so we're here and we hope we can continue to do this. We've been together for 40 years, and I hope we can be together for another 40 years. How about that? Here we are, and we're picking up where we left off. Whether we've seen each other all these years or not, as you can tell, a lot of us saw each other, and we had a great time. We had the honor of staying with Cecil de Jesus the past 3 months of her life. We really made time. I think what was touching, and her daughter Crystal told me this, was when most of the Californians came to visit her in San Jose and took turns in taking care of her. I remember us praying the rosary and praying with her when she was in a lot of pain. That was a very painful memory, but I think we made her happy before she left, and I think we all feel good that we were able to spend a lot of good time with her, from New York to wherever we went, in so many different places. But what I was trying to say earlier was we actually were given a gift of friendship. I think a friendship that will stay with us forever. We may not even be in the same barcada, but what touched my heart when I saw pictures on Facebook was when Sita went to Europe with Sara Arcilia and Mirna Buan, and I was saying, wow, this is really friendship that can never be broken, because who would have thought that you, Sita, would travel with people that were not in your group. But what that tells no, but you actually had, you're right, the two Ilocanos, but Sara is not Ilocano. But I don't know if you guys know people that have such strong and intense friendship that wherever you go, you can really just start a conversation and enjoy a conversation with whoever they are. I mean, who would have thought that I would have a long conversation with Julia Marquez? We had nothing in common, but she showed up in my house, and we haven't seen her probably in 35 years when we first saw her. But you know, it's like, hey, it's like a spontaneous conversation, and I'm sure all of you that were there, this was reliving the dorm life. Thank God I had a room that could look like a dorm, except that we were not on mattresses, we were in sleeping bags. But guess what? We had fun. I know you guys had back aches and hip aches and all that stuff. But again, it is just testament. Yes, you all deserve an applause. But from where I stand right now, I can see lovely, beautiful, exciting, happy faces, and it's such a nice, at least view from here, because as I look further and I look through your faces and your eyes, I see the excitement and this nostalgia that everybody is reliving right now. Who would have thought that 40 years later, here we are with Mrs. Agustin, with Mrs. JUAN, who are both, God, during those years. And I just want to let you guys know, both of you, that without you, we would not be where we are now. And we're here not only to honor the two of you, of course, and the school, and we're looking forward to visiting the school and hopefully supporting in our own little way. I know we owe you 39 years of not donating a penny to the school. And we're all guilty of that. But hopefully this becomes education to all of us, and one day would make it a more voluntary donation and hopefully help the school come up from wherever it is right now. We haven't really seen the school, and we're hoping that it will be there for another 40 or 140 years. What I'd like to do tonight, this is not all about me, it's all about you, the Ruby Jubilarians, and the school, is to go around the room, just like what we did in one of the pictures that you saw there. We, I'm sure, all love to hear stories. I love to tell stories. Speaking of stories, I came back from Cebu, and was it last night, and I've been looking forward to this day and the entire week. And so as soon as I landed Cebu, I called, and Shirley doesn't mind me sharing this. I got her permission to share this. And it died. Since Inday had a condominium across from Terminal 3, it was so convenient for me to just cross and hang out with her. And so coincidentally, I had a friend, Gail, who is a board trustee at PhilDev, a co-board trustee. PhilDev is a nonprofit organization that I support. I went to Cebu to do some volunteer work. And so I get this text and says, hey, you want to watch the finale of The Voice? This girl is somebody who was trying to reciprocate, because I've done favors for her in the past. And I said, that sounds exciting, but I have a date tonight, 2 girls that I haven't seen in ages. Of course, we see each other all the time, but I basically said, I have a reunion and I can't wait. I'm done with volunteer work, it's time for me to have fun. So if you can get me 3 tickets, maybe, or 2 tickets, maybe I'll go. 3 including myself. And she says, no problem, I'll do that for you. You do that for me all the time. So long story short, Shirley picks me up at the airport. Inday's flight got delayed from Calibo, was it?
Yeah, Calibo.
So we waited around, and guess who picks me up at the airport? It was not Lito. Lito is Cheryl's husband. And I said to myself, okay, we're here reliving this life. And I've heard, prior to that, the last trip she made here, it was another ex that picked her up. And I said, Shirley, you never lost it, baby. This guy, I was so impressed. So we had our share of exes come and visit us. I mean, we had one reunion, that little shorty guy there that was an ex of mine. It's the same thing, and we're saying, what is it with us? We're 60 years old. We're old broads. Why do these men keep following us around? So anyway, so long story short, because Indai's flight was so delayed, we decided, let's go across the street, have a drink. So we went to Resort World. So we get lost in Resort World. Well, prior to getting into Resort World, Shirley had his high heels at 60, in his jeans, tight, very tight pencil jeans. Of course, short hair. So I go, wow. Then I look at the guy and said, I couldn't, just for the life of me, think, I can't believe this is happening 40 years ago. Why I'm giggling up here is because I know the history. We were in San Juan de Dios, Carly, and she has the permission for me to release this. Carly was with this guy, Danny. Danny was with another guy named Albert, who supposedly is my boyfriend. I don't know. I don't even know the guy that well. But I know that out of that barcada, I don't know if you guys remember, whenever there was a Mercedes that would, an old Mercedes, beat up Mercedes, so it's not a big Mercedes, they would honk a certain honk. So between Arlene, myself, and Shirley, we would look at each other because we don't want the sisters to know the boyfriends are down there on Figueroa. And Di also came, and then one day I remember Glo came. So we were always heading north, which is in Pangasinan. Guess why? Because these guys always snatch us from school. Thank God wala na si Sor Eva and me. But go ahead, Mrs. Munaya. I mean, listen, you can tell the stories of the other sisters. So long story short, whenever we got snatched at San Juan de Dios, we would go up north to Arlene's house. And as we get to Arlene's house, of course, this guy, Carly, I didn't realize was that serious. But I don't think Danny was serious with pangalan nun? Arlene. Sorry, I'm losing it. And then, I don't want to keep going around and around here, but why am I telling you this? Not to gossip or anything. I think I was killing to the bones. I was just observing it. I said to myself, I can't believe she goes from one ex to another. But really, this is all clean fun. So then we were having dinner, finally Indai shows up. We went to the show. It was an overwhelming show. It was like 2,000 people at that theater. I was not watching as much because I was watching these two. They were like 16-year-old. I could Carly was already snoring. So I go, wow, this is so different from those years. But why am I telling you this? Is because, again, it's just a testament that all this past, whether it was with boyfriends or ex-boyfriends or the girlfriends or the husbands, we kind of know the story. And because we have that connection, I feel like, okay, this is something I'll never find with any of my group of friends. And believe me, I have tons of friends. And whenever I'm with this group of friends, it's just so special. Yeah. We don't see each other often. I'm like, Marivi, I haven't seen you in ages. But when I saw her come to my house, it's like, I can't believe we're back to where we were. Marivi and I and Melba, the three of us, used to hate each other. I mean, when I would be with Marivi, it's like Melba hated me, and when I would Melba, Marivi hated me, the typical 16-year-old crap that we did. 30 years later, here she is telling me all about her life. I was telling her all about my divorces and all my heartaches, and same thing with Glo, who disappeared in my life. So what I'm trying to say is, Mrs. Simon and Mrs. Christie, this week we're not only here to visit our alma mater, we're here to pay respects to the school that shaped us, the school that gave us a good life, the school that allows us to be able to establish relationships and hold on to those relationships. You taught us how to make friends and how to keep friends and how to pray and how to hope and how to make sure that when things are going tough, that there's one God up there who will always be looking after us. Before I left California, I asked everybody, and nobody, probably a third responded. I said, hey you guys, can you tell me about your journey in life after March 7th, 1975? And several of you responded. Why I asked you to do that is because I wanted to do some sort of an exercise so that when you get here, you can tell everybody what you wrote. We all are very interested in you. We all are happy to hear how the journey went for you. I know you're all very successful now, but I think this is only going to make us closer to each other and for you two to understand what a great job you've done for not only educating us, but instilling the strong character that we all have, and that the values that we continue to have as evidenced by, we may be bitching, moaning, and groaning about each other, but we all love each other. I think teaching us how to love is a great gift that you have given us. So, if you think that I'm up here to talk, think again, because now it's your turn to talk. I'm going to start with this table. I'm not putting you on the spot. If you don't want to talk, it's totally acceptable. You don't have to speak in English. You can speak in Visayan, you can speak in Ilocano, you can speak in Tagalog. But before I do that, let me just, I'm almost done, so you guys can talk. I want to thank the administrators, the school faculty, and staff for your presence. We must not forget that there is no school without teachers and administrators. Again, thank you. Our celebration will not be complete without your presence. We pray that you will always be here with us every alumni celebration going forward. And I hope that we will do this again when we become the golden jubilarians. Good job, Ruby Jubilarians, for being here. Finally, I'd like to thank, I'm not done, Susan Fernandez. She's still calculating the numbers. She started 5 months ago. She's still doing it. That is a very tedious job.
My pleasure.
But we would not be here in this venue without you. Maybe half of the entire job. Actually, maybe 3/4 of the entire job. You did, and you did an excellent job. Thank you.
I enjoyed it.
I also want to thank the people from the snowland. I know Luz and Grace have been freezing their buns off. Thank you for making every effort to come, and I know it hasn't been easy for you, but I'm glad that you're now in a warm country with warm people surrounding you.
Absolutely, I love it. Defrost time.
Grace, thank you for your bitching about everything. Without it, we would not have done this so beautifully.
I know.
And Thelma, with all your quiet ways, thank you. I know you've been working behind the scenes. And Sita, I didn't never see Sita so strong in her leadership skills. I asked her to pray, and she's good at delegating. She delegates But thank you, Shirley. Thank you not only for showing me your ex-boyfriend once again, for being so supportive, and for all of you. Cecil, I know you came all the way from Norway, and unfortunately, whereas elections are not here. Laila, I know you made every effort to be here. I know you're busy with a new boyfriend. I know. So happy for you.
Where is the wedding?
These are all Ninas when you get them. And then they're all gonna donate $250.
Hurry up. There's a deadline.
So, thank you everybody for your commitment, for making this happen. I know that this was not easy with all the life's challenges sometimes, but that you're here and you left your family behind, you left your husbands behind, so you could be with your exes. Alright, enough of me. Can I start from here? Or do we start in the back?
No. May I make a suggestion?
Okay, I'm just, alright, I'm just start with
Iba istorya ng buhay ko. Kasi pagka-graduate natin yung college, hindi naman ako nagtrabaho eh. Hindi ako pinayagang magtrabaho dahil nagkataong, yung ako paaral ako ng tiyahin ko. Biglang namatay yung asawa niya. Sabi ng tiyahin ko, hindi mo ka na magtrabaho. Tulungan mo na lang ako. Kasi supposed to be, pagkatapos natin ng rural service, mag-a-apply ako sa hospital. Sabi niya, huwag ka magtrabaho sa hospital kasi problema pa sa iyo pag uwi-uwi ng gabi-gabi. Baka mamaya hindi ka pa nakakauwi, ayaw niya ng ganun. Trabaho ka sa center. Sus Mariosep, ano matututunan ko agad sa center? O sige, edi siyempre, sunod, sa center. Sabi na nung sa RHU natin, nagkataon sa Cardona ako na yung rural service. Sabi ng aming doktora, hindi, sabi, hindi ka ba mag-a-apply? Ay, ayaw ako payagan sa ospital eh. Sabi, sa center daw ako. O sige, sa center ka, sabi niya, ano ba ang grade mo? Sabi niya, ano ang board rating mo? Eh, ganun mo eh. O sige, pasado ka. Sabi niya, paano? Sabi niya, sige, pumasok ka sa gobyerno, pagkatapos, mag-aaral ka ulit, mag-masteral ka. Kasi huwag kang gagaya sa akin. Ako, pagka-graduate ko ng medicine, nag-asawa agad ako. Tingnan mo nangyari. Natenga ako dito sa bayang ito. Tingnan mo, yung ka-espela ko nangungopi lang sa akin. Director na ngayon ang tinamanan ngayon. Huwag kang gagaya sa akin. Mag-aral ka. Kung ikaw ay talagang sa center, mag-aral ka. Improve mo sarili mo. E di gano'n na nga. O di sige. Sabi niya, sige, ayusin mo mga papers mo. Aalin kita. Nagkataon namang approve na yung appointment ko. Biglang namatay yung uncle ko. Sabi ko talagang hindi yata ako magtatrabaho. Tapos hindi na ako nagtrabaho. Tulong ako nung tiyahin ko sa kanyang hanap buhay. Ang tiyahin ko naman, pari-pari ko sa Amerika. Sabi niya, anong nangyayari sa buhay ko? Sabi ko, talagang pag siya'y maalis, ako naiiwan sa kanya mga pakakas. Ayaw ko. Yung kanya, naiwan, mga naiwan niya rito. Wag mo pakalaman yun. Hindi ako pwedeng umalis. Kasi walang mag-iintindi sa kanyang mga ewan-ewan doon. Ewan. Hanggang sa ako'y nag-asawa. Ako naman eh. Nag-asawa ka? Oo! Ano akala mo naman sa akin?
Ilan ang anak mo?
4! Ikaw, ilan ang anak mo? Masal ako 4. 3 girls. Isang lalaki. Lalaki talaga, hindi mo lahat. Lalaki. Tunay yun, tunay. Tunay. Ganun ang nangyari sa buhay. buhay ko, ang naging asawa ko, malayo ko pang kamag-anak, ayaw ng tiyahin ko doon. Para mga tiyahin ko, parang hanggat maaari, ayaw kong pag-asawahin. Para bang,
Sabi ka na ano?
aba, siyempre, lumandi na ako. Hindi, kasi, sabi ko hindi ko alam na ako'y mag-aasawa, hindi mo alam ang mangyayari. Sabi ko 24 na ako, hindi pa ako nakahalikan. Bakit ko eskwela ko nakakaranas mag-date? Wala akong alam-alam. Eto na yun na. Hindi nanligaw. Sabi ko nanligaw. Akala ko, parang hindi. Ako gusto ko lang, sinagot ko kasi gusto ko magka-date ng Pasko. Yun lang. Gusto ko makaranas magkaroon ng date. Karanasan eh. Sabi, oo, virgin. Ano ba? Ng Pasko, hindi naman ako idinig. Walang hiya ito Ang gusto ko lang, kaya ako mag-boyfriend para may date. Hindi ako dinig. Pagkatapos ng Pasko, niyaya akong pakasal. Sabi ko, ay bakit? Sabi ako, halika na. Kasal kami ng lihim. Nakapakasal ako. Oo, nagpakasal. Tapos uwi ako sa amin. Aba, ang pangalan ko sa tiyahin ko, pupunta kami sa Batangas, mamimiesa. Pero hindi, nagpakasal na kami ng lihim. Doon, tanghaling tapat, ikinasal ako sa Mabini, Batangas. Sa pagkakasal, uwi, kanya-kanyang uwi. Uwi. Nung ang prestige ko, sa harap ng mayor, sabi ng mayor, hindi ko pipirmahan to hanggat hindi kayo naghahalikan. Hindi, gano'n na ngayon nangyari. Ako, nahalikan ako ng lalambot. Alin yun?
Di ba, hindi?
Wala! Ayan na yung uwi. After 2 weeks, may nakita yung pinuntahan namin sa Batangas. Nakakita ng kababayan namin. Sabi hoy, si Nadeo, nagpakasal dun sa Batangas. Aba, hindi nakita akong hoy, ikaw pala, nagpakasal. Natakot ako, baka malaman, baka mauna ang balita sa tiyahin ko. Hindi ako na nagsabi, inunahan ko na. Ako, ate, may ginawa ako, bait alin. Sabi, kami punta sa Batangas, sinasabi ko na nga ba yung lakad na yun ano sinasabi ko ng tiyahin ko. Ang nangyari naman, pagkakasal namin, saka ako tinatao po anong asawa ko.
Kasi niligawan. Niligawan.
Oo, tinatao po anong sa ano. Ha?
Tinatao po.
Tinatao po, inuwi ka sa bahay, dadalawin ka. Siyempre. Hindi nila alam yun. Tatao po, dadalawin ka sa bahay. Binawa ka, doon ka dadalawin. Siya. Nakasama kami. Hindi siyempre, kumot ayaw ng tiyahin ko doon sa asawa ko. Ayaw ko namang mamyanan. Nagsama kami, nagsarili kami, umupa kami doon sa tapat ng bahay ng binang ko. Ganun talaga sa buhay ng tao. Nakaranas ako nung ang binang ko nakikialam. Yung bang nagpaparinig, sabi nagpaparinig, yung asawa ko sumalangit naman siya, pero totoo yun. Ang asawa ko mabarkada, mabarkada. Sabi marami siyang, may eskwela siya ng high school, may barkada sa gano'n, may barkada sa gano'n, mataong. Hindi siyempre pagka lagi umuwi ng nakainom. Minsan, may isa anak ko. Siyempre, kung ayaw ng tiyahin ko sa kanya, hindi pinoprotect, hindi ako makakatakbo sa tiyahin ko. Dahil ako gumusto dun Ako gumusto dun Hindi, kung ano man, hindi nawawala sa mag-asawa yung nag-aaway. Maririnig ng biyanang ko sa tapat, nag-aaway kami, hindi nagagalit ang biyanang ko. Kasi ang biyanan ko, ang sinasabi, minumura ko daw yung asawa ko. Ako naman, pagka minumura, saka lang ako sumasagot. Pag ako yung minura, murin! Sabi ko, kung ano yung sinabi, murin! Kung ano yung sinabi, murin! Eh, laging ginaganon. Eh, sabi ko sa asawa ko, pagsabihin mo yung inang mo, kasi sa susunod niyang, yung parinig sa akin, sasagutin ko yan, anak ako ng inang ko, anak ako ng atang ko. Alam mo ang ugali ng lahi ko, Tapos, sabi ng asawa ko, hindi ko daw pwedeng ano yun nga ko. Eh di, paano? Eh di tayo maghiwalay. Diyan kasi ina mo, ako yung uuwi. Walay kami, binti ko yung isang anak ko, ipanganay ko. Eh wala pa namang, sabi ng asawa ko, dalawang kong asawa, makakakuha ko, ganyan. Hindi, lalo magaling. Kung ang pinag-anuhan mo, hindi uwi. Uwi ako sa amin, after 2 months, nakikipagbalikan naman yung asawa ko. Pumunta sa amin, nandun yung mother ko, tiyahin ko, grandmother ko. Hindi pumunta sa amin, hindi talak-talak naman yung lahi ko. Hindi umiyak, tinatalakan. Sabi din sa akin ng asawa ko, bakit hindi mo ako kitambol? Bakit totoo naman yung sinasabi ng lahi ko Bakit? Siya, hindi nakisama uli, nakisama hanggang sa kami nagpagawa ng bahay. May lupa siya Nagpagawa na kami ng bahay doon sa aming tinitigilan doon. Ang nangyari naman na tiyahin ko, parit-parito. Hindi sa Amerika, parit-parito. Ako naman ang naiiwan sa kanyang pakakas. Kanyang pakakas, kaanuan. Hanggang sa nagkaroon ako ng, nako, istorya! Sabi ko, pagkatapos ngayon, hanggang sa, 4 ang naging anak ko. 4 ang naging anak ko. Pagkatapos, ang asawa ko, inatake, MI, patay agad, 50 years. 50 years old lang siya nung namatay. Kaya wala pang grade 1 yung aking
Insurance pa daw.
Palang! Pagkatapos sabi ko, hindi maliit pa yung anak ko. Nakaraos naman, nakaraos. Pagkatapos sabi nung bakit? Hindi, kahit pa paano yung anak ko, nakaraos, nakatapos. Sabi, hindi ba na may miss asawa mo? Bakit pa may miss yun? Kung sa akin namatay siya, nakagraduate na yung anak ko. Pagpapagawa ko siya ng libulto. Tumalis siya, nagmatay siya, ang maliit pa ng anak ko. Hindi ibigado kung bang pag-aralin at anak ko. Sabi dahil gano'n ang buhay. Sabi ilan naman ako nagtiyahin ko. Tama na, pahahaba istorya. Hanggang sa, basta ako hanggang ngayon sa tiyahin ko, hanggang sa ako'y ang aking pinag-aralan, sa tiyahin ko lang napunta. Nagkasakit siya, nag-dialysis, 2 tiyahin ko nag-dialysis sa Medical City. Ako parit-parito hanggang sa graduate siya, namatay na, graduate na, naiwan, ako pa rin ang nag-iintinda ng kanyang mga pakangas. Hanggang ngayon, nangatali pa ako sa kanila. Ang amo ko naman, yung 3 pinsan ko, lalaki, na nag-iintindi. Yun ang buhay ko. Okay.
Since 1977, nasa Norway na ako. 1977, Daisy and me and Tula, Miss Pemejo, and yes, Babes Tula, yung honors. Yes. Nag-fly kami from Manila to Norway. Then, may isa pa, hindi ko na matandaan, that was 19, graduate, 17. Hindi ko na matandaan kung sino, yung pangalan niya. Si Flores, Miss Flores, 5 kami. That was January 5, 1977. Wala kami, si Daisy and me, natatandaan mo paano yung iyak namin kasi wala kami pocket money. Si Daisy may $10 nilagay niya sa bra niya, baka daw mawala pa. Ako sa sapatos, $2. Ngayon, pagdating namin ng Oslo, kasi we are in exchange nursing program from the Regional Nurses Association tsaka sa Philippine Nurses Association na namin through Miss Defuntorum. Then, naghiwalay kami nila Daisy sa bandang outside Oslo and ako naman sa south. Sa west coast of Norway, so Stavanger. And then, I stayed there for 2 years. 1 year ako sa ICCU. maski walang alam na Norwegian, pag nagtakuan sila, nakatakbo rin ako. Tapos, ang trabaho ko as nursing agent with client, when nagluluto ako ng kape, at yung mga yung brewed coffee, niluluto ko ng 2 to 3 times. Sabi ng mga kasama ko, bakit ganito ang lasa? Parang tubig. Sabi ko, kasi pwede pa naman gamitin yan. Dahil sa amin, ganun ginagawa. Ano to, coffee o tea? Coffee! Sabi ko. Tapos, 1 year ako na ICCU, yung mga respirator, yung mga ano, hindi ko naman mga alam yun kung ano yun kasi lahat Norwegian. Tapos yung yun nahugasan mo yung mga bed bands.
Sterilizer.
Oo, puro naka-Norwegian. Sabi ko doon sa isang nursing aid, ano ba yan? Wala ka ba niya sa inyo? Meron kaya lang ako iba ang model. Then after that, 1 year ako sa ICCU, nahirapan ako kasi hindi ko alam yung mga pag gano'n ang pasyente, hindi ko alam kung patay na o ano, hindi ko alam. Nag-transfer ako sa surgical ng 1 year, and then after that, nag-transfer ako ng east of Norway, the boundary ng Sweden and Norway. Then, ano ko ng surgical nurse sa surgical ward until 1986, 87 to until now, nag-transfer ako ng ENT. Tapos, I was alone. Life sa Norway is not easy. Pagka hindi ka talagang ano mo, so you have to learn the language, and the report is on Norwegian. Talagang pinag-anuhan ko na kung uuwi ka ng Pilipinas, Cecilia, gutom ang pamilya mo. Hindi mo mapabayaran ang mga utang mo. So, I tried to learn the Norwegian language, how to write. And then, after 11 years alone, I met a Viking. Wala akong naging boyfriend kundi ito si Viking Archen. And then, Archen. We married and may dalawa ako ng daughter, and we start our own business. And I'm only work as 50% and 50% sa kanya. So, ako'y secretary, housewife, tsaka lahat. Sabi siya, all around. Then, after so many years, ngayon, start to enjoy our life.
Very good.
Travel and helping, of course, not to forget my family. So, I started from nothing, kasi pinag-aralin lang ako ng aking auntie, and we come from slum. I come from very, very, very poor family. Now we have a good life. Thank you very much. And I made the songs, dalawa, kaya sira-sira, and Shirley, ano yung isang ginawa ko last time?
Those were
the days. Okay, thank you.
Simple lang naman ang buhay ko. Nag-work ako sa San Juan de Dios for 3 months. Then after 3 months, after graduation, nag-transfer ako sa JSI. JSI as hospital ngayon ay East Avenue Medical Center na for 3 years with Susan Obispo. And then after 3 years, I went to Saudi Arabia. I worked there for 3 years sa Type Military Hospital. And then pagpunta namin doon, wala talaga akong idea kung ano ang Saudi Arabia. Basta ako go with the flow. Mga kasama ko. Pagdating namin doon sa airport, bakit kaya ganito mga suot ng mga to? Ano ba to? Tapos sabi ng mga kasama ko, hindi ka po nagbasa kung ano yung mga tao dito. Hindi, sabi ko. Ganyan talaga ang suot niya. Ganun ba? So, sige na lang. Pagdating namin dun sa airport, supposed to be aeroplano. So, ewan ko kung ano nangyari. Sinundo kami ng coaster ng hospital. Ang haba-haba, puro disyerto dinadaanan. Nag-iiyakan na yung mga kasama ko. 30 nurses kami. Sabi ko, ba't kayo umiiyak? Baka kung saan tayo dalhin. Sabi gano'n. Tapos biglang 12 o'clock, huminto ang bus sa gitna ng disyerto. Naku po, sabi ko, ano na kayang gagawin nung ano? Basta bumaba yung driver, kinuha yung carpet, at nagtuwad-tuwad na doon sa may gitna. Oh my God, magdarasal ka pala. Sabi ko, gano'n lang din ako. Tapos sa kanya, ano kayang gagawin nun, ma'am? Sabi ko yung director ng nurse, di magdadasal. Ano ba yun? O sige, tapos punta na kami doon sa ano. Pagdating namin sa sauna, sa room, yung apartment, walang laman. Saan tayo matutulog dyan? Tapos, after 10 minutes, dumating yung assistant director. Sabi nila, walang problema, maghintay lang kayo dyan. So, binigyan kami 250 real. In each apartment, 6 nurses. So, 1 representative. So, 3 kami para bumili ng pagkain. Siguro 1 hour kami sa supermarket. Pagbalik namin, puno na ng gamit ang aming apartment.
Wow!
Kompleto na as in, may kama, may ganun, ang daming taong nagde-deliver. That was 1979. So, ang hirap ng trabaho kasi hindi mo alam yung language, Arabic. But anyway, ang Pilipino, magaling magkapa-kapa. Bahala na, nagkakaintindihan din naman kami through sign language. Pero, hindi katulad kila Cecil, kailangan ng Arabic sa sa pagsasalita lang yun, pero sa charting lahat English. So wala kaming problema doon. Yun. And then after 3 years, nagsawa na ako, umuwi na ako dito, I got married and I have 2 kids. Yung isa nasa Singapore and the other one nandito sa Nestle, Philippines. Tapos in 204, parang nauso yung mga pupunta ng US. So nakikita ko sa TV, mga doktor, nagna-nurses pa. So sabi ko, try ko kaya. So pumunta ako ng US in 204. Nag-review pala ako, nakita ko pa si Bong. Kaklase ko siya sa review center, pero umatras si Bong. Bigla na lang hindi pumasok. Tapos pumunta ako ng US ng 204. Nag-try ako mag-take ng board exam. And then, nag-stay ako for 2 months sa US. And then sabi ng husband ko, naku, hindi ka pumasa. Siyempre, na-shock naman. Ha? Hindi ako pumasa? Tapos sabi nila, hindi ka pumasa. Sabi ko, ilang page ba pinadala? Isa. Niloloko mo ako, pumasa ako. Kasi alam ko na pagbagsak, di ba, makapal yung page. Yun, then, tinry ko mag-work for 6 years. And then, bumalik na ako dito. So, yun.
Katapos ng graduation, nagtrabaho ako sa Mary Child's Hospital. Tapos sa San Juan de Dios din ang nagtrabaho ko rin. Nagtrabaho rin ako sa Hospital ng Maynila, sa Manila Health Department. Pagkatapos no, nag-resign ako sa Manila Health Department. Nagpunta ako ng Libya for 1 year. Tapos pinauwi ako ng asawa ko kasi mapo-foreign assignment na siya, papuntang Japan. We stayed in Japan for 8.5 years. Then after 8.5 years, umuwi kami sa Pilipinas kasi ang asawa ko, foreign service. Tapos umuwi kami dito for 2 years, then we went to America, Los Angeles. I stayed there for 6.5 years. And then we went home again here for 2 years. Kaya na-stop ang trabaho ko because sumasama lang ako sa asawa ko para bigyan siya ng suporta. Yun na lang na naging buhay ko sa pagkatapos ko ng trabaho. Yun na lang na naging buhay ko. Nagsuporta na lang ako sa asawa ko. After 2 years, umalis na naman kami. Pumunta kami sa Athens, Greece. We stayed there for 6.5 years again. And then we go back to the Philippines. And then after that, until we went home here 2013. And then, magre-retired na ang asawa ko next month. So, wala na kami foreign assignment. That is my life. Nag-aalaga na lang muna ako. Thank you. I have 1 daughter.
Isang baba? Okay. Siguro magtataka kayo dahil ako nung mga classmates tayo, tahimik na tahimik ako, di ba? Nababago din pala ang ugali ng isang tao, no? Depende sa exposure mo. Okay, so nag-graduate tayo ng ating bachelor's degree in 1976, isn't it? No. BSN degree. 77. So right after that, on July, no, marami tayong nag-apply sa POAE at that time. Nag-apply tayo sa Nigeria. I think, magkasama tayo. Mga 10 ata kami or 15 na nag-apply. And then, we are the only 2 na umasa. Ako at saka si Chunayan. Hindi ko na siya nakita after nang umalis ako sa Nigeria. Kasi nagkahiwalay kami ng states. Okay, so, Nigeria is a very far country. Okay, so dahil mahirap lang din kami, pinaaral hindi naman ako pinaaral ko ng magulang ko, of course, but then, mahirap lang. So, I have, at that time, application in Florida. Actually, natanggap na ako doon. Kaya lang, sariling pamasahe at that time, no 1977. And then, nung nag-apply kami sa POAE, yun yung free government, free ang lahat. Okay. So, tinake ko na yung opportunity naming dalawa. Kahit hindi namin alam kung nasaan ang Nigeria at that time. Okay, so sabi ng nanay ko, nasaan ba yan sa mapa? Kaya hindi nga namin alam, titinignan pa namin, naman sa other side pala siya ng globe. Okay, so anyway, from here to Nigeria, ang travel mo ay from here to Brussels, and then Brussels to Nigeria. Okay, so it took us about 18 hours before we reach the place. And to my surprise, nung dumating kami doon, itimisilip kami sa bintana ng aeroplano kasi Nigerian Airways na yung sinakyan namin from Brussels, no? So, nung pumunta na kami doon, nung sinisilip namin, walang mga bahay. Yun pala, yung place na yon, puro mud houses ang bahay nila. Mud houses.
What's a mud house?
Made of mud. Okay. And there is only 1 2-story hotel na lahat na expatriate coming from from other countries, especially the Philippines, usually in a house doon. Okay, so we landed in Kano International Airport. Dalawang airport nila. Kano International Airport in the north and Lagos in the south. Okay, so ang north is mostly Muslim country, people I mean. And ang south, ang Christian. So from there, nandoon na kami. Nandoon na ako, hindi ako makapag, sa magulang ko, makapagsabi na gusto ko nang bumalik. Kasi pagbaba namin ng airport, ako ang pinakamaputi. Pinakamaputi at pinakamaganda. Okay, anyway, it was really a very good experience, no? Working in those places. Kasi makikita mong buhay nila. Sabi ko nga, mahirap tayo sa Pilipinas, pero hindi naman ako nag-igib. Doon, may sasakyan nga ako, kasi free ang car loan mo. Free. At saka free ang housing. Tigi-isang bahay kami. Tigi-isang bahay, may car ka. Pero walang tubig at walang ilaw. Okay, so nag-give kami ng tubig araw-araw. Pag mapasok ko sa ospital, may dala akong 2 jerrycan. Binibit-bit ko yun. No? Pag-uwi para isa pang ligo at isa pang gamit sa bahay. Okay, so pagkatapos, maraming Pilipino. Siyempre, doon ko na-meet yung aking husband. Okay, so he is an engineer from Camarines Norte. Okay, so I stayed there for 8 years. Ang masarap doon, lahat ng pera mo, 75% of your salary ay compulsory na i-remit mo sa Pilipinas. And 25% lang ang pera mo pwedeng gamitin. So, and then wala namang mga magagandang lugar na pupuntahan, no, except doon sa south, sa Lagos maybe, no, to makabili ka ng mga imported goods. But then, with my family, we're blessed with 2 kids, isang lalaki at isang babae. Anyway, so in 1980, I stayed for 8 years, no? In 1985, bumalik na ako sa Pilipinas. Kaming mag-asawa, tsaka yung mga anak. And then, sabi ko, kaya ka na umuwi dahil nga yung mga anak mag-aaral na, ayaw mag-aaral sila doon sa place na yon. Kasi Muslim nga country doon. Nung umuwi ako dito, kasi at the start, sinabi ko na sa sarili ko that I will never stop working. Okay? I will, of course, look for means wherein I can still work. I will manage I will take, of course, my priority is my family, no? Yung children ko, tsaka yung husband ko, and of course, yung work ko. Okay? So, sinabi ko sa asawa ko, magtatrabaho ako. Hindi ako nag-aral ng nursing just to stay at home. Okay. So, since then, until today, I'm still working as a nurse. But, in the other field already, nung umuwi ako from Nigeria, sabi ko sa sarili ko, ayoko na magtrabaho sa service. Parang hindi ako naggumugro pag nasa service. Okay, so when I came back, wala na ako sa curriculum. Hindi ko na alam kung anong mga curriculum ng nursing at that time, no? So I tried to apply in a college of nursing. Kasi at that time, there are already 1980, 87 o 85, 87, marami ng mga nag-aaral ng nursing at that time. So, naghahanap na sila ng mga faculty. But then, there is one requirements na gusto nilang gawin mo. You have to enroll in your master's degree. Okay, so in summer right away, umuwi ako na 85, 86, nagtigil lang ako ng parang 1 semester, parang transition. And then, I studied my master's degree in nursing in PWU. Okay? So, I graduated, and so I was accepted in the College of Nursing of the University of Perpetual Health, Las Piñas campus. Okay, so I work as a clinical instructor and a faculty in the College of Nursing for 28 years. Okay, so with that, I was also inspired to further my studies, and so I enrolled again, kasi libre naman sa University of Perpetual Health, ang doctorate degree. Okay, so in 2011 ako nag-post, in 2011, I graduated, I finished my Doctor of Philosophy, major in Educational Management. And so, since I am already 62 years old, matanda ata ako sa inyo eh. I retired already, together, sabay kami ni Bong, no, na nag-retire ng May 2014, just last year. But at present, I'm still connected in the graduate school of the University of Perpetual Health System Delta, no, Las Piñas, teaching in the graduate school. Okay, so now I am a happy grandma with 2 apo.
Good evening. It's nice to see all of you. Ganda pa rin. Diba? Okay, after graduation, nagtrabaho ko sa Polymedic with Melda, Mirna, tsaka si Aloy, yes. Tsaka si Mirna, Claire, hindi yata. So yun, doon kami nagtrabaho, and then nag-BSN pa kami sa San Juan de Dios. Kahit na maliit yung sweldo natin, no, kapag BSN pa tayo. So, after Polymedic, nag-company nurse ako So I met my husband there as a electrical engineer doon. And after that, 1980, nagpunta ako ng Saudi. For 6 years, nag-work ako sa Saudi Arabia. I saw sa Franco, LB. Nag-Saudi din siya doon. So sabi nga ni Malu, mahirap yung iba yung language, pero nakaka-adapt naman kami. Kahit na barok style kami magsalita ng Arabic. No? And then, ang alam lang namin na magbasa, numbers lang ang alam namin basahin doon, pati yung salary namin, dapat alam namin, di ba? So, yun lang alam namin basahin.
Tsaka yung exit visa namin kung ilang
yun, ilang buwan. So, okay, simple lang ang buhay namin, ano? Pero, masaya naman. And then, 1980, I got married also. And, doon din ako nanganak. Nag-start ako ng family as a husband and with my husband sa Saudi. Doon ako nanganak with my 2 sons. And after 86, I worked pala sa surgical medical ward. And then, yung last years ko sa OB ward. Kaya ako na-assign ni... Actually, ang tawag ko dyan, Ma'am Canary, under niya ako eh. Din ko siya eh. Siyempre, respect, you know, di ba? Kahit kaklase mo. At the start niya, hindi nila alam magkaklase kami. Pero mamaya na yan. So, sa Saudi, nanganak ako doon. I have 2 sons. Doon ako pares nanganak. Nung mag-aaral na yung panganay ko, I decided to come back kasi mag-aaral. Ayoko din doon mag-aaral yung anak ko. Kung doon mag-aaral, international school, which very expensive. So, bumalik ako dito. But then, pagka-bakasyon, since my husband is an engineer, pwede kami as dependent sa Saudi. Then, yun din, pagka-bakasyon, nakakapunta naman kami Bangkok, in Singapore, mga ganun lang. Nang dumadaan kami sa ganun. And, noong magkita kami ni Yoli sa isang get-together natin when Inday was here. Yeah. Di ba, nakita-kita tayo sa bandang Quiapo ba yun? Sa ano ba yun? Oo. Ngayon, nangangailangan siya ng CI, sabi niya. Bakit ayaw mo mag-apply ng clinical instructor sa Perpetual? Sabi ko, saan ba yun? Layo pala, Lasping niya. Pero I live in Parañaque. So, sabi niya, sige, dalawin mo ako doon, pumunta ka, mag-apply ka. At dami daw niya kailangan CI. And since ako daw ay kaklase niya, so alam niya yung capacity natin, di ba? We learned a lot from our school, yung mga discipline na yan, di ba? Okay yan. So, nag-decide akong pumunta, tingnan ko lang. Sabi ko, sige nga, tingnan ko, try ko lang. Pero before that, nagtrabaho din ako sa Makati after Saudi. And then, nung tinigil na ako, ayoko na mag-staff nurse, ayoko na mag-ward. Sabi niya, sige, try mo. Nagpunta ako ng Perpetual, and then, ina-interview ko siya muna. Siyempre, daldalan kami dalawa. After that, binigay niya ako doon sa, assistant din pa siya noon. Dean namin, si Dean Castillo. Oh, okay. Tapos sabi niya, tomorrow you have your teaching demo. Ay, anong teach ko? Sabi ko, baka nga malaman ni Acosta, ba't naging CI ka? Si Telma nga, inabi niya, CI ka? Sabi niya gano'n. Baka sabihin niya, ikaw CI din?
Di ba kapaniwala?
So, yun, ano? So, nag-teaching demo ko, yung simple lang na teaching demo. So, natanggap naman ako. Tapos sabi ko na, naku, ayoko na, one sem lang ako. Nung pala, hindi po pwedeng mag-stop ka ng 1 sem. So, kailangan mo 2 sems. 1 year. So, nung 1 year na ako, parang nagustuhan ko na. So, tumagal din ako ng 10 years sa pagtuturo. So, ayun, pero kagaya ni Yoli, hindi ko na kaya nag-masteral ako, pero yung PhD, hindi ko na. Kasi masyado na akong nasa age na 50 plus noon. Sinabi niya, mag-PhD ka din. Sabi ko, hindi na. Aanhin ko pa yan eh. Matanda na tayo, mag-rest na tayo. So, wala pa akong apo. 33 years old na yung panganay ko, tsaka 30. Pero wala pa sila asawa. Pero siguro next year. It's so nice to see all of you after 40 years. Ako talaga, and I'm very happy to know na they're all successful, and that is napakalaking consuelo para sa amin. If we hear about you, and ganito na, ganito, ganyan, ganyan, sabi namin, wow, it has spread a lot. Yung ka-strictuhan nila sa consortium and Sir Emma, I know that at that time, kahit ako man din rebelde rin kami once when we were also students, hindi nyo alam noon sa amin, was sortas yan. And mas stricto pa siya kila Sir Emma and Sir Consortium. So, siya has a very, ang kanyang memory. Kahit nakatalikod ka, kilala niya yung mga old graduates. Well, anyway, so much for that. I graduated in 1963. And immediately, the following day after our board examination, we reported for duty in the hospital. During our time, we were selected. So pag sinabi the following graduates will remain after graduation. So after the board, because the staff nurses were leaving for the States and for the US, so we had to report right away. And I worked only for 1 year in the hospital. And while we were working, we took up our BSN supplemental at Concordia College. And immediately after graduating from Concordia College, we were absorbed in the school. And since then, I have not left San Juan de Dios, and I retired in 2004 after 41 years, plus 3 years of my studies. So, 44 years in San Juan de Dios. And, pero I'm really very happy to see you. Pag may umuuwi at may makikibalita lang ako, I'm very, gusto ko makinig, kumusta na si ganito, kumusta si ganyan. Kahit konting news lang, konting balita lang, and we share it with those of us who are here. We are really very happy because sabi namin, well, anyway, the pinaka-stricto na nila sister was faithful. And I think many rin bumabalik at sabi nila, ma'am, kahit napaka-stricto nila sister, pero diyan kami natuto. Pag titignan namin yung mga kasama namin sa hospital, alam namin kung tiga San Juan de Dios, tatanungin nga namin sila nga. Kasi daw sa pagsusuot ng uniform, malinis, maayos. So all of these things. And then when I got married, shortly after you left, because 75 kayo, no? And I have 2 daughters. My youngest daughter is in Maryland. She finished her OT at UP, and my eldest studied in San Juan de Dios. She took up PD. So, siya ngayon nandiyan, naghihintay na susundo sa akin. So, this is all that I can share. And we're looking forward to the time that you will be coming every now and then and visit us in San Juan de Dios. That's all of it. We are planning to offer mass for our departed administrators and fellow graduates. We will do this by batch. For example, class, so from this year to this year, we will offer it during the first Friday Mass, and then it will be offered, and we will pray for all those who have gone before us, and also in November. So, lahat ng alam ninyo na nauna sa atin, kindly list them down, and we will put them in our list per class. Thank you.
Okay, I am Mrs. Simon, Lucy Simon. I graduated class 1966. 66. Okay, after graduation, I worked at San Juan de Dios for a year. After working for 6 months, as a staff nurse, I was then promoted as a head nurse of the second floor Central San Juan de Dios. A year after that, I left for New Jersey, Passaic General Hospital. I worked at the medical surgical. Then later on, I was brought by my chief nurse to the head nurse of ICU. Kasi kulang sila ng ICU nurse. The Russian head nurse doesn't want to accept me because I have not taken the ICU test. So the chief nurse told her, return her back to me after 2 weeks if you are not happy with her. Luckily, I finished my contract with ICU. Hindi ako sinuli. San Juan de Dios tatayan. San Juan de Dios tatayan. Then after that, I came back to San Juan de Dios after my 2 years and a half contract at New Jersey, and then I joined the College of Nursing. Luckily, you were my students then. Okay? You were my students then. You know, I am really happy if I am with my students. Talaga bang problema ko sa mundo ay nakakalimutan ko if I am with my students. Yeah. So I was teaching medical surgical, if you remember. Akong teacher niyo sa medical surgical. And then at the same time, when I was with you, teaching with you, I have also a moonlighting job. I was teaching then at St. Jude, medical surgical and MCN, maternal child nursing. And then at 5:30, kasi ang turo ko sa inyo 1 to 2. Clinical area ko is 7 to 1. Then 1 to 2 sa inyo. Then 3 o'clock, nasa St. Jude ako. Okay, then 5:30, nasa MCU naman ako. Yeah, I was teaching also there. In MCU, I was teaching the BSN supplemental course. So mga estudyante ko, yung mga matatanda na. So, every time I called, kasi di ba mahilig ako sa recitation, pag ganun ko sa card, ay, matanda na pala. Then, ito, ma'am, sorry ha. Tapos after the class, bakit ka nag-aaral pa? Kasi ma'am, gusto ko lang kasi pag mag-resign ako, pag matapos na yung contract ko, ma-promote man lang ako. So, I really try to remember her. Pag ano ko ng flashcard, hindi ko na siya tinatawag. Because I don't want to embarrass her. Okay? Then after that, I was, then here comes, I think 1979, American Medical International, whose office was based at Beverly Hills, came over. They were looking for a nursing consultant. So, 10 kami doon nakalinya. So, sabi nila, anong ginagawa mo rito? Teacher ko yung iba eh. Tapos, president ng PNA, ma'am, may hinihintay lang po ako. Pero di ko sinabi, nakapila rin ako. For interview. Luckily, akong nakuha. Okay. Because probably I had that experience working abroad sa US. So after that, at the same time, naging part-time ko rin yung nursing consultancy. Alam mo, I have really to work hard because I have some children to send to school. Kasi ang husband ko nga military, pero straight guy siya. Straight talaga siya. So no choice, I have to work. That's good naman talaga pag straight, di ba? Pag nakatalikod ka, hindi ka minumura. Totoo yun. So, then after, there was once a problem doon sa AMI na project sa Saudi Arabia, administrative problem. Filipino community was about to pack up their things. So, I was called to go there. They hired me to work. Then I said, I don't like, because I'm happy here. At the same time, teaching, reviewing for the local and for the state board exam. Yun ang mga sideline ko. Then after that, so pinagbigyan ko sila kasi kawawa naman mga Pilipino doon. I was the one who hired them there. Then, ayun palang problema, mas mataas ang Egyptian, ang salary sa Pilipino. Is that, those who work in Saudi Arabia, did you find that? Okay, so I made a strategy. I gave them an examination. And then I gave it to the medical director to prove that these Filipino nurses their salary needs to be increased. So, ang lowest ko sa Filipino was 85. Ang highest ng Egyptian was 60. So sabi ko, Dr. Smith, you have to do something because they are going really to leave the Philippines in a week time if you don't do something. So, sabi niya, what's your suggestion? I want an increase of $400 for every nurses. Lucy, that is too much. Well, take it or leave it, they're gonna leave. So, siyempre, alam ko yun, may mag-compromise pa yun. Ang nasa isip ko, 300. So, it was brought to the Ministry of Health. Na-increasean sila ng 300. So, sabi ko, tapos ng problema ko, then I said, what am I doing here? By the way, they gave me their position as a Director of Nursing and Para-Technical Education. So, hawak ng service, at the same time, education. Same time, sabi naman ako, pag tinatawag na ako ng, ma'am, kayo na, hindi na bali, pahuli na lang ako. Then, luckily, I was again chosen. Ako pa rin, I was picked again, na pinadala ako sa chairman ng PRC for interview. So then, Commissioner Pobre was telling me, yes, sabi niya, okay, sabi niya, anong school ka? Kasi lahat ng mga applicant, QP. Okay, anong school ka? Sir, I am from San Juan de Dios. Very proud kaya ako, no? UP sila. So what if, I was just thinking aloud, I don't care if they're UP. I am from San Juan de Dios. So tinignan yung curriculum vitae ko. Oh, tinignan yung mga experiences ko. Okay, then after that, the term for the Board of Nursing is 3 years. I was again, so akala ko 3 years lang. Kasi gusto ko lang yung pang-decoration sa curriculum vitae ko eh. Then, sabi ko, I'm leaving already. In a month time because my term will be over. No, you have to stay. Sir, 3 years na naman. Then after that 6 years, sir, alis na po ako, ano? No, you stay there. Hanggang naka 8 years ako. Kasi you know why I want to leave PRC? Napakahirap ng buhay doon financially. Financially, napakahirap. If I was with a college doing some sideline review class, magandang hanap buhay ang review classes. Magandang 4 oras. Okay. So then, after that, after leaving PRC, then I was again taken to organize a college of nursing, and I organized the College of Nursing of Central Colleges of the Philippines. Okay, CCP. Okay, so far, CCP, the result in the board exam is always with flying colors. Yeah. So that's my story with my educational background. But then I have also a business. I have also my recruitment agency. Yeah, I have my recruitment agency. I started as a nursing consultant way back 1979. One time I was interviewing Miss Gamboa. That's why I keep on asking, where is Miss Gamboa? Tapos sabi niya sa akin, ako po, awang-awa ako sa bata na yun. Parang isang tambak ang problema sa mundo. Miss Gamboa, yes, so in-interview ko sa, Miss Gamboa, who was your teacher in medical surgical? Ma'am, si Mrs. Simon. Oh, your teacher was Mrs. Simon. Alam niyo, hindi niya ako nakilala. Si Mrs. Simon daw ang teacher niya. Kaya awang-awa ko sa bata niyo, pinaalis ko na talaga siya to live abroad, to work abroad kasi I do not know, isang tambak siguro ang problema ng batang yun. Nakaalis siya, pinaalis ko siya. Okay naman siya doon. So far, I finished, to get it short, I finished my MAN at Concordia. Then I finished my PhD, major in administration at Manila Central University. And at the same time, I have been doing some nursing consultancy at Healthcare of America. Then I was sent by Healthcare of America in different countries, like in Dubai and in Africa. Yes, and in Africa what I did is that I did some review of their curriculum. Napakalayo ng curriculum nila sa atin. The best pa rin ang curriculum nila. So when I tried to revise the curriculum, siyempre hindi ko naman pinantay sa akin, no? Okay, yung luma natin na curriculum, yun yung ginawa ko. Siyempre, the best pa rin ang akin na curriculum. Okay, and I am very happy to see you tonight. I was very happy teaching you. I enjoyed my every moment with you in the clinical area. Nakita niyo naman kung sino.
Pasalamat po ako sa Panginoon. Nakagraduate po ako sa San Juan de Dios. Kasi may nangyari po sa akin noong before the initiation. Napagkamalan ko yung isang CI, si Miss Valenzuela, na labandera. Ay, na planchadora pala. Planchadora. Sabi ko sa kanya, ma'am, pwede, Miss, pwedeng pakiplansya naman ito. Nagulat siya, CI ko pala. So ngayon, pinahirapan niya ako sa initiation. Gusto ko na talagang mag-quit noon. At awan ng Diyos, nakagraduate. Yun ang mga hindi ko makalimutan sa San Juan de Dios. And I would like to thank Mrs. Simon and Mrs. Agustin. At mataas mo, ma'am, yung grade ko sa board exam sa medical surgical. 98. Patuloy nyo. Nakachamba, ma'am, nakachamba. After graduation, 1975, nag-rural ako sa Ilocos Norte Provincial Hospital sa amin. And then, I joined St. Luke's Hospital, Quezon City. At sinabay ko na rin nag-BSN sa St. Jude. So wala akong nakita na classmate ko for 4 years sa St. Luke's. And then, nag-join ako sa Philippine Air Force Military, as a military nurse. Doon ako na-assign sa Fernando Air Base sa Lipa City. Doon ko rin na-meet yung husband ko. He is also an instructor pilot sa flying school. Tapos, after my military, hindi ko nagustuhan. Sabi ko, gusto ko rin mag-abroad. So, nag-apply ulit ako dun sa Norway. Ano kasi ng PNA yan nun eh, free lahat. Pero, since my father also was a military doctor sa Luna, sabi niya sa akin, mag-military nurse ka na lang. So, nag-join ako sa military para magkasama kami sa military hospital. And then, 1980, pumunta ako sa Kuwait. Kami yung unang nabukas ng Al Jarrah Hospital sa Kuwait. It's a
near boundary of Iran and Iraq. We opened the hospital, Al-Jar Hospital, 1980. Dumating kami doon, November, nag-open, March na. So, for 5 months, wala kami ginagawa kundi mag-decorate, pasok, at saka yung physical exam namin. And then, after 2 years ko doon, umuwi ako. That's the time na nagpakasal kami ng asawa ko. And then bumalik uli ako after 8 months na during our honeymoon. Kasi hindi pa ako nag-resign noon. And then nag-stay pa ako ng 1 year doon. Tapos umuwi na ako for good. Nagkaroon kami ng baby na isa. And then bago mag-revolution, alam ng asawa ko na magkaroon ng gulo. Sabi niya, pumunta ka na lang sa States. And then isunod ko yung bata. Hindi rin naman nangyari yon kasi nung natapos na yung revolution, okay na, umuwi ka na. Magkasama na lang tayo dito. So, nag-work lang ako sa New York ng 3 years. 1988, umuwi na ako dito for good. Kasi sabi niya, ayaw kong iwanan ang military service. Sabi niya ganyan. It's up to you if you choose your career or me. So, siyempre, choose ko ang married life ko. Kaya andito kami for good. Kasi nga yung mga bata, palaging na-assign yung asawa ko sa South, kung saan-saan, sa North. So, ako ang father and mother sa mga bata noon. So, akin lahat. While, pagdating ko dito, nag-join na rin ako na nag-clinical instructor sa San Juan de Dios. Nag-CI din ako sa maternity and... So, kaya hindi maniwala si Ivy. CI ka? Oo. Kasama ko si Mrs. Quintans. Siya ang aking ka-partner. At saka best friend ko. BFF ko yun. And then, umalis na rin yata si Mrs. Andun na pala sa States si Mrs. Quintans. And then, nag-join ako sa business world. I was with the insurance, HMO for 15 years. And then, 2006 to 2007, nag-join ako sa Global Care. Nagpapadala kami ng nurses sa California and Arizona. I was the nurse manager there. And we provide nurses for Kaiser. Kaiser ang aming nurses. And then nag-stop kami 2007 nung nag-retrogression. That's the time na nag-resign na rin ako. For good na ako sa bahay. And then, wala akong ginagawa. I'm active with the Couples for Christ, Handmaid of the Lord. I was the chapter head of Villamor Air Base. So, in-encourage ko mag-join sa Catholic Charismatic mga military and civilian employees sa Villamor noon. And then, nung nag-resign yung asawa ko, nag-retire noong 2010, umuwi na kami ngayon sa Batangas. So, we are now enjoying our retirement life in Batangas.
Ano sasabihin ko? Teka muna. Ako yata yung unang-una sa inyo ba nag-asawa? Ako ba yun?
Yes!
Shame on me. That was 1976. I got married. After rural, 75, di ba, 6 months tayo. Tapos, 1976, October, I got married. Trabaho pa rin kami ni Malu sa sa hospital, kasama kami. Then, naghiwalay na kami. At pagkakasal ko, naging hotel nurse na. So, company nurse for 9 years and a half. And I got 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl. One is in SeaWorld, IT, as IT. And then my second graduated from San Juan de Dios, PT, pero nag-join ng military sa US.
So, at the height of yung Iraq, he was there. So, yeah, exactly the time during the Iraq War. So, anyway, he resigned already because siguro nga masyadong pressure at saka masyado yung talagang nakita niya sa Iraq kung how his, ano ba yun, mga company mates niya died. So, he's now in Veterans Hospital in the States. So, 2 of them in the States. One of my girls, supposedly, all 3 of them nasa States. But kung yung babae, nagbi-business ngayon dito. So, my eldest is 37. The second one is 35. And my youngest is 31. 31. So, after ko mag-hotel nurse, nasumunod yung hotel eh. Twice yun, Tropical Palace Hotel. It's a resort hotel. Ngayon, pagkasunog, so, nothing to do. Nag-join ako ng travel agency. Eh, sa ano yan? Then, after that, siguro, ano pa rin ako, parang getting restless pa rin. So, I went to the States. Tinry namin na ano kaya, okay kaya dito. Pero that time, ano pa, parang inaing pa yung recruitment ng nurses. Ang mga employers ang humahabol. That was 1988. So, ilang kami noon? Kami nag-i-interview sa employer. So, that time, napapunta ako sa New Jersey. Nasa Baco, nakalimutan ko na, may Alzheimer's. New Jersey, sa South Jersey. Pero naka 1 year lang ako. I have to go back kasi because of the 3 kids. So, and also my husband, kasi di ba nasa military siya, nasa police siya, so naa-assign siya. So, I have to come home to see the kids. So, just the same, nakapasa ako ng California, not New Jersey. And then, hindi naman ako nakapagtrabaho, bumalik na rin sa Philippines. Then, I ventured on yung bang mga luma-lumang bahay na bulok-bulok na sa US. Then, during that time, parang recession. So, marami ding na foreclosed na house. Yung tinry namin i-renovate for a small fee of 5,000, 10,000. So, naibebenta ng a little interest on the total amount. So, I tried a few kasi nag-i-stay doon eh. The kids are back home. So, later on, dito ko tinuloy sa Philippines. Townhomes. Bulok din, yung nire-renovate lang, aayusin mo, and then fix the papers, and then sell. So, hindi pa rin na dahil nga nagsarado rin yung travel agency na yung isa nasunog, yung isa nagsarado. Ewan ko kung ano talaga ang problema ko eh. Hindi ko maintindihan, classmates. Pero just the same, nag-put up ako, nagmaliit lang, on my own, and then, up to now, it's still going on since, siguro yung mga 2003. So, ngayon, nandyan pa rin naman ang, tapos, ano ba ito? Hindi pa rin ako totally nag-retire from that, pero I'm planning to give it dun sa mga kapartners ko. Kasi mga bata pa yun yung talaga yung nag-ano. But then, ayaw pa nila magpahiwalay eh. So, I ventured on another, di ba? Hindi talaga nursing. So, just the same, 2003 nag-retire na yung husband ko. So, senior citizen na. But he retired 56 kasi nasa police eh. So, naging pa rin siya. Nag-work pa rin after that. Then ako din, continuously nag-work pa rin. Then, ngayon, totally, talagang hindi na rin siya, wala na, hindi na siya connected to anywhere. So, what else? that's it. That's about it. So I've got pala 5 grandchildren. 5 girls. My eldest grandchild is turning 14 years old. And the youngest is 4 years old. 1 boy and 4 girls. So, that's it. Ako ba ang pinakamarami?
Medyo.
Good evening sa lahat. Hindi talaga ako sanay magsalita sa gitna. Kung nasabi ng parents ko, mag-teacher daw ako. Sabi ko, ayoko magsalita sa gitna. Okay, mag-nurse ka na lang. Ayoko rin kasi liit-liit ko, ayoko magpunta sa Amerika. Pero talaga totoo, to tell you guys, ayoko talaga ng nursing. Napilitan lang dahil ano naman, masunuri na anak, mag-nurse ka, ganon. O di nakatapos, tapos yung napangasawa ko, ewan ko, elementary pa lang daw, girlfriend niya na ako. So, I've been on and off sa States for 9 years. Tapos sabi niya, tumigil ka na, wala ka naman savings, puro ka lang gastos, gano'n. So, engineer siya sa Napocor. Tapos, nung nag-college ng anak namin, ang ganansya ko na lang pala, napanganak ko yung dalawa sa States. Anyway, sa Napocor siya, nung mag-college ng anak namin, umuwi ako ng Iloilo kasi every month, nandun ako sa nanay ko na namatay siya at the age of 94. Tapos sabi ng mga kapatid ko, sige na lang, tutulungan ka namin kasi ikaw ang magiging highest paid na caregiver. Tapos, nung nag-college na, nagtaka ang asawa ko na, ba't hindi ka na nagbalik dito? Sabi, in-enroll ka na lahat ang anak natin sa CPO, college, elementary, saka kinder. After that, after a year, nag-retire na rin siya. Tapos may consultancy group sila na magkakagrupo sa Napocor. Tapos umuwi kami sa Concepcion, 2 hours away from the city pa yun. Tapos sabi niya, anong gagawin ko? Gusto ko magtulong sa kababayan natin, ganun-ganun. Hindi talaga plano ang maging politician. Sabi ko nga, huwag ka lang mag-sali dyan kasi magiging sinungaling ka, magiging pabayador ka, magnanakaw ka. Sabi niya, sa tao lang yan, paano ko makatulong kung hindi ko papasukin? Tsaka yun nga, nanalo siya, basta ako na lang dasal na sana, walang mangyari sa kanya, dahil alam mo naman, straight na tao yun, pinipray ko lang na sana, may magtutuloy sa mga, sa mga project niya, saka talagang sincero na magtulong sa kababayan namin. We have 3 kids, yung isa naging US Navy, si Susan, baka magkasama sila kasi after ng training, pumunta din siya ng Iraq. Tapos ang isa, nag-graduate siya sa UP sa Iloilo, yung babae ko. So I have 3 apo, all boys, nandun lahat sa San Diego. Ang isa ko nandito pa, 21 years old. So that's it. You're all welcome to come and visit our place in Concepcion. I'm very proud and happy na talagang very successful lahat ko na classmates. Tsaka hindi ko masyado naman talaga namimiss kasi alam niyo naman siguro, in-update ako ni Pengot kasi mag-sister-in-law kami. Siya nagbabalita kung anong nangyayari sa inyo lahat.
I was away for more than 10 years. I went through tough times in my life. And I think Sherry for not giving up on me. I get all the answering the messages, but I lost myself. I hated myself because I was always a very fun-loving person, but everybody knows I have 2 kids. I'm blessed with that. Anthony is autistic. He's 35 years old. I have to make a choice in life between my son and my husband. I met Ricky through Sherry's blind date. And Marie keeps bugging me about joining the reunion, and that was, as a Monte Diyos, it's one of the happiest time in my life. I was very carefree. I have lots of money. All we have to do is go out, eat, shop, go to Hollywood, hitchhike, have fun. Have fun. All that was my happiest time in my life. And last November, I couldn't walk. I got sick. So it made me realize life is too short. And I think San Juan de Dios has really disciplined me, and the faith and the strength kept me going. And so I said, no matter what, Sherry, I don't care for the dress. As long as I can walk, I don't care anymore. Maria keeps bugging me and said, I'll just go whatever. As long as I can walk, I'm happy with it. So I'm happy with all of you guys. Thank you.
Good evening to all my beautiful classmates. We are over 60, but still beautiful. Anyhow, I finished my nursing, of course, and then went to Norway, not even knowing where Norway is at that time. And I said, where is Norway? So I had to look at the map. You know, I said, oh my God, it's the other part of the world. And getting there in February, which is too cold, going to a small town, but the people there are very nice. They're provided with a nice house, boat, a ski resort. Anyway, but the language, you're gargling. I couldn't take it, so I had to go to North America. Thanks, Sherry, for helping me to go to Chicago. Anyhow, after Chicago, then I went to Canada. So thinking that I have to be able to bring my family, so I have to make a choice. I have to make a choice for my family. So I sponsored them all in Canada, and they're all successful. And thank God for the discipline that I have received from San Juan de Dios. And I give me that work ethics and the personality that I have for my job as a nurse navigator of the diagnostic center of the breast diagnostic area. And Ms. Simons, as Alma have said, my highest mark is med-surg, and I love it here. Yes, darling, I do. Believe it or not, I did. So anyhow, and so the relationship that we have with this class 75, you can never see that to anywhere else with the other class. I have friends in Vancouver, but I can never find good friends like what I have with this group. And Sherry, she's not here right now. She would have been here, but her mother passed away, and her spirit is with us, and she's, you know, she's supporting us. She only donated $200. I did tell her, I said, you better give more because you're not spending like what we are there. But you know, coming here to the Philippines, 2 days after I'm already broke. But anyhow, Miss Simone and Miss Munaya, thank you very much for coming us here, joining us with the group. And thanks to you all with a beautiful smile, and stay healthy and beautiful. You're right.
Okay guys, so we're not going to have any pictures there anymore. The
Okay. Well, I don't have that much interesting life. After graduation, I'm sure, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm sure a lot of you are, thinking about it. Like Inge, she had her first kiss at age of 24. I tried to beat you. Because when we were in college, I said, my God, a lot of girls have hiki, they all have boyfriend. And then kami naiwan sa salida day, wala kaming boyfriend, wala kaming hiki.
Ako lang ang nagmay hiki doon lagi.
Sino lang ang may hiki. Pero,
alam lahat tayo.
Pero kami mga naiwan, naiingit kami, ma'am. Sabi namin, bakit gano'n sila may hiki? Wala.
No more hikis.
So, natuto kaming maglagyan ng hiki. Bigyan mo naman ako ng hiki, kunyari ako din may boyfriend. Sige, ako din, lagyan mo. So, doon lang kami na, just for curiosity, pero technically wala namang pompiang sa atin no? All straight just one. Yeah. Well, anyway, after graduation, Yeah, yung mga question nyo, nag-boyfriend kami ni Boy Aquino! Technically, naiinggit ako, pero sabi ko, how come sila, may mga boyfriend ni ako? Sabi nila, maganda daw ako. Eh, wala naman akong boyfriend. Wala ka boyfriend. So ngayon, tinry ko. Sabi ko, anyway, first timer din pala si Boy Aquino. Ano the hell of the Alimuong gang? Kaya yun ang mga barkada ko doon sa Galusena, mga Alimuong, because of Boy Aquino. Well, anyway, so, to feel the kissing, to learn about the kissing, so we tried to kiss doon sa ibang ramp, in between the school and the hospital. Di ba? Hallway. Yeah. Pero may school doon, may classroom. But anyway, we tried that. Pareho nga kami bago, yung walang kaalam-alam. Yung kiss to kiss namin, parang tit to tit. Sabi ko, ito ba yun? Tit to tit, hindi lips to lips. Well, anyway, to make the story short, alam mo naman, very strict ang father ko. No one can really get near me. Parati ako may bantayan and everything. Even mag-shopping, may bantay ako. Anyway, so,
Kasama mo ako mag-date.
I know, ikaw isa sa mga bridge. Di Boy Aquino sa Lucena.
Kasama ako.
Well, anyway, to make the story short, wala ako talagang kaalam-alam. So nung nag-kiss kami, sabi ko, natakot ako, pregnant ako. I'm sorry kung sino man yung nagturo ng guy, hindi pumasok sa isip ko. So anyway, nag-break kami. Dahil sabi ko, ayaw ko. And then, after graduation, nag-ikap ako sa Olongapo. And then, nag-work ako sa Heart Center. Fortunately blessed, noong time na yon, it was 1976. Kasi the Heart Center was built 75. And then in 76, there are only two kinds of nurses. The military nurses who started it, and then the newly graduates. So mostly UP, UST. At saka yung galing sa States, yung mga returning exchange students. At ako lang ang taga San Juan de Dios. And I really had a good experience. A lot of my is from the Heart Center kasi at that time it was Imelda Marcos. Of course, everything is first class. Everything. After San Juan de Dios, kami ni Shai, ni Aloy, nag-JASAMs for our BSM. Oh yeah, I knew. And then, si Seni Hapa, PWU, and JASAMs. After that, nag-move na kami I went to Atlanta, Georgia in 78 of August. Nauna si Shai and Aloy, the same hospital, sa Georgia Baptist. It's like 600 bed capacity. And we were one of the lucky, nandun. So, and then we left Georgia and then we moved to California. And the rest is history with the Southern California girls. I met my husband in California, pero we were classmates from grade 1 to first year high school. So if it's really your destiny, doon kami nakita sa California. And after now, we're still together. We were not blessed with human beings, children, pero I was blessed with 3 dogs, but unfortunately, they all went to heaven. Nag-try ako mag-retire, semi-retirement dito sa Philippines noong 1996. We stayed in Baguio for 5 years. Na-bored ako, so parang you're always working sa America, and then pagdating, wala akong magawa. So I tried to go into business, and it didn't work out. So start ako master's sa St. Louis University. Pero parang iba ang culture nila. sa culture na nakagisnan ko sa Amerika. And then, I'm the oldest student. Kasi yung teacher ko, mas matanda pa ako. And then, iba yung culture nila, iba na rin yung culture ko, but didn't work. So I went back to America, 2001. Pero prior to that one, I've been, since magandang experience ko sa heart center, so when I went to States, I've been an cardiovascular nurse for 13 years, and I really had a good experience with open heart, and then open heart and lung transplant. And St. Vincent at that time was the #3 kidney transplant in the whole world. So it was really a good experience. St. Vincent in LA. So now I'm at Kaiser. I'm an ER case manager and a bed control. Iba ang problema ng bedside nurse, iba ang problema ng administrative. Now I deal with the doctors kasi we're more into compliance for the Medicare, the CMS. So I always, ang ina-argue ko ngayon ng mga doktor, what to put in para bayaran ng hospital. So iba na yung thinking ko ngayon, more on cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching for the hospital. Okay.
I think you all know me as Laila Subiri. I got married as soon as I got to the States 6 months later. Balanding. I was married for 29 years and I got widowed about 8 years ago. I have one son. He's 36 years old. He's IT for Cerner Corporation, which is a hospital-based computer company. I followed the lead of my peers there and I got my master's in nursing education, but I don't practice it. I still work as an emergency room nurse and as a relief supervisor for St. Louis Health Systems in Kansas City. What occupies my time is I do a lot of volunteer work. I do medical missions all over the world. And last year I did Cambodia, Philippines. 2 weeks ago I was in Leyte, and I don't know what's in store for me this year. I also do, on weekends, we have a homeless clinic in Kansas City, and I manage the clinic. So it's like an 8 to 12 o'clock, 4-hour job, but it's just a homeless clinic for indigents. That's all. Thank you. I found my boyfriend when I was in nursing school, almost graduating. And I got married, he got married. We got widowed. We didn't kill our wives and husbands. And now we're back together.
Yeah! Kamusta kayo? I don't know, I'm kind of shy. But when I was in college, or college, yeah, everyone is kind of social, pero ako mahiyain. So anyway, I went to the States in 1978, went straight to Chicago, but it was too cold. So when I did not finish my contract as a working in a nursing home in Chicago. So I went to San Diego. We met with Sherry, all other classmates, Sita. We went to LA. We work at UCLA. We don't have a car, so what we did is we take the bus. Like, takes about an hour from the downtown all the way to Westwood. If we find any Filipino guys, we always make friends with them so that we could have a free ride to come back to our apartment. We were about 8 in one apartment, 2 bedrooms, and 4 twin beds, 2 in each bed. So that's the story. Anyway, I got married in 1987, I have 2 kids. I got divorced. And I got remarried. And I retired from the UC system as a kidney transplant coordinator after 30 years. Then, after a month, I went back to work at Kaiser. Now I'm a Kaiser nurse, advised nurse for endocrinology department. That's it.
Hello. So anyway, I left Philippines 1978, January. I was so excited. And my brother said, you better be ready because the weather is terrible. But I didn't have any clue. I was just excited to leave Philippines. So I went to Chicago, which is 30 below zero, and I didn't have any clue what that means. So as soon as I left the airplane, I want to go back. But anyway, so I stayed in Streeter. I stayed in Streeter for a year and a half, and then moved to California. I work at St. Joseph Hospital, 35 years now at St. Joseph Hospital. And I got married in 1984 to a nice Jewish guy. We have 2 girls. Jewish. But I made him. I made him know that I'm not converting to the Jewish, or I was not converting him to the Catholic. So we have 2 girls, and one is 27 years old. She's a web designer, and the other one is a personal trainer. Shayna and Samantha. The first girl, I gave her a name, a Jewish name, and the other one is just Filipino name. And that's it. That's a simple life. We live in a very simple life. Nothing extravagant. Thank you.
After graduation, I worked at Polymedic, and we opened ICU. And after a year, in 1979, I left for Toronto. So, and you know, during that time, Toronto is very racial. Racial discrimination was quite strong. So I learned, of course, I learned to fight. I just won't take anything that they tell me. I work in psychiatry now for 35 years. I never got married, but I'm happily forever single. So I work in psychiatry, and because of the racial discrimination, I started to become involved with the union. And slowly I went up the ranks and I became president. And I enjoy the work. It's a plus, you know. I'm paid for it. It's not a lot, but I enjoy the work experience. And I also, part of my job, I do intake coordinator. I'm also an intake coordinator for patients, for intake patients. So I'm active in the Catholic Church. That's where I volunteer my time. And I also take care of 2 elderly seniors. My mother, who is 86, and my aunt, who is 85. And that's my job. I travel, you know, a lot with them. And now I'm starting to travel with my friends because, you know, they are quite. But my mother always wants to tag along. She's here with me, and she's doing well.
It's getting late, but I came to United States in 1978. Started with Chicago. I've been going around on different units from OR, recovery room, med surg, and finally I found what is good for me. And this was not emphasized in our student years, neuroscience. I love neuroscience. Of all the things, it's a clean one. The brain is a clean one, unless you have meningitis. But I work in neurosurgical ICU, and that's where I'm planning to retire in 2 years. We also deal with trauma nursing, And so any multiple trauma that's admitted in the ICU, especially brain, spine, we take care of those. And I've been participating in research in spinal studies, stroke, and traumatic brain injuries. And I love this specialty. Thank you.
But now you come along and you light up my life. You give me hope to carry on. You light up my days and fill my lungs with songs. Rolling at sea, I trip on the water. Could it be finally I'm turning for to say I love you, but never again. But you come along and you light up my life. You give me hope to carry on. You light up my days and fill my lungs with songs. Rolling at sea, I trip on the water. Could it be finally I'm turning for home? To say I love you, but never again. But you come along and you light up my life. You give me hope to carry on. You light up my days and fill my lungs with songs. You light up my life. You give me hope to carry on. You light up my days and fill my life with song. It can't be wrong, and you feel so right. Oh, you light up my I cried a tear, you wiped it dry. I
was confused. It cleared my mind. I sold my soul. He bought it back for me and held me up and gave me dignity. Somehow you needed me. You made me smile to stand alone again, to face the world out on my own again. He put me high upon a pedestal, so high that I could almost see eternity. You needed me. You needed me. And I can't believe it's you. I can't believe it's true. I needed you. And you were there. And I'll never leave. Why should I leave? I've been afraid. 'Cause I finally found someone who really cares. You held my hand when it was cold. Now what's lost? You took me home. You gave me hope when I was at the end, and turned my lives back into truth again. You even called me friend. You gave me strength to stand alone again, to face the world out on my own again. You put me high upon a pedestal, so high that I could almost see eternity. You needed me. You needed me. You needed me. Thank you.
Hola! This is Thelma. Si Sita na lang magsasabi ng istorya ng buhay ko kasi alam niya lahat, wala na kami sikreto sa isa't isa. Kasi sinisikreto lang niya sa akin pag nadalo siya sa casino, hindi niya ako binibigyan. Sabay din kami nagbuntis niya, pareho kami po. O sige, ikaw naman.
Hi. Anyway, I guess we all came together to United States in 1978. I first started over in Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, and somebody said that because of the weather, we bailed out of the contract. And thanks to Sherry, she invited us to go over to California. I came over with Edna Ladores. And we were together then. We lived in the apartment. There's 8 of us, diba? 8 kami. Inday, me, Cher, Seni, and some other girls. That, you know, Ning Ning, that, you know, they went with from other states. So anyway, that time Edna married, and I think that's when she got sick. She never had any children. She got sick, she went home to the Philippines, and she died over there.
Here.
No, she died in the Philippines. I don't even know where I'm at. Hello. sleeping. I thought I was in LA. Anyway, to make it short, I got married. I met a cousin of Inday, met him at the airport, so we've been married for the last 34 years. I have 3 children, 32, 30, and 24. And life is but very interesting. My husband has Parkinson's, but it doesn't stop me from enjoying him. She's giving me ideas. But anyway, I just take each day at a time. I thank God for all the blessings. I think we're still doing very well. So we're getting old, so let's enjoy.
Yeah.
Let's have fun. Life is short, and let's do it. Let's party.
Yeah. I left in San Juan de Dios in year 1979 after my bachelor supplemental, and then I went to New York was my home base, and then. Home base since I was there. I've been like working in New York for a long time. It's been like 37 years already. So 7 years at Bronx Lebanon working in the operating room as an operating room nurse. And then 14 years as a cardiothoracic nurse, OR. And then I went to move up to administrative position as a coordinator of the OR. I have 3 kids. I'm married to a nurse. He's retired now. He's a graduate of Kessler Memorial Hospital in Lucena. And he's retired, and he has hard of hearing. He had some accident, and he developed hard of hearing. So he had a cochlear implant. He's here with me right now, but he's with my sister. He doesn't want to join because he doesn't know the group at all. Because that was in 1995 when I brought him to the class reunion, and everybody said, "Why are you married to him?" They were asking about my boyfriend, whom they know. His name is Lino. Vomit. But he's also now my ex-boyfriend now is in Texas and trying to, thank God Lydia is not here because he got married to Lydia's sister. Lydia C. Yeah. And they have a child, Jennifer, or Jacqueline. They have a child, Jacqueline. And Jacqueline tried to Facebook me and asked me to be friend with her. And I declined because I don't want a connection. No more. Correct. So that's the story of my life. I have 3 kids, a boy, 2 girls. They are all college graduate. One is in Denver. My son is in Denver, Joe. And Christine is in Hoboken. He's a business account manager for Education Dynamics. And Lauren is, what Lauren finished? Psychology major. And she's my youngest, and she's still working to the level, so hopefully she'll get a better job, but she's working. They're all very independent. They don't live in my house right now. I can adopt some of you if you want to come, because I have 3 bedrooms, and my house is not big, but it's just like an ordinary house, an old house, but it's a homey. You're all welcome to New York. Although I can't let you come in now because there's no tree up to my knees. Yeah. So coming to the Philippines, I have my mosquito bites, everywhere. So anyway, that's the story of my life, and I'm so glad to be here. And then we were planning this one for a long time. Remember, Cher, when you were in New York? They said like we have to go to the Philippines and have this reunion thing, and they said no, it's too far. Can we just go to San Francisco and have it there and have people come to? And then no, it's impossible. But we had a chance to talk it over, and then there you go. Here we are.
Believe me, I'm so hard to So glad to be here with a 0-degree temperature when I left Massachusetts. And it's a 7 feet of snow in less than a month. And I promised myself not to say, ang init naman dito. It's really cold. Anyway, after graduation, 75, I stayed in San Juan de Dios, worked as an operating room nurse with Daimi. And then they left for Norway. So I became the head nurse in the operating room. Left 78 down to Chicago, Illinois. Stayed there for 12 years. That's where I met my husband. My ex was left here. And that's past tense.
That's past tense.
Stayed in Chicago for 12 years. No children. And they told us you have to move to a warmer place. So we went to California. Stayed there for 6 years, nothing happened. So we went back to New York. Stayed there for 13 years.
You did?
Yeah.
How come we never see each other?
This is upstate New York, not the city. And now, we're back to further east. We're in Massachusetts. Hopefully this is our last stop. My husband is an engineer and it's his job to us. You know, takes me along with his job. And I promised myself this is the last move. Trust me. I will divorce the guy if we move again. And no children, not by choice. And and I think that's it. I'm pretty much, you know, everybody knows.
Where would you retire?
Huh?
Where would you retire? California?
No. I like cold weather.
Yeah.
So I don't be I think I don't be retiring in a warmer place.
Okay.
See, when you retire, you don't work, so the snow is nice, but you're not going out. So you stay at home, and it's really, really pretty. It's pretty because you're not working, you're staying at home. That's retirement. Who's next?